All right, y'all. Foam. Take two. We out here. I'm with my main man, Garron. We in an undisclosed location, but we had to bring it to y'all. So I'm just gonna start it off. We were actually already talking, so I'm just gonna pretend like that didn't happen. But you know, I'm with my long-term friend, Garron. We kind of grew up together, and he was also one of the very first people that was able to do my music videos. So if y'all don't know me, I do music videos and stuff like that. I do music, not music videos. He does music videos. So without further ado, I'm gonna introduce y'all to Garron. Garron, what's going on, my guy?
What's up,
How's
man?
it going?
It's good to be here.
It's good.
We'll just act like we
Take
didn't
two,
talk
take two, for real.
minutes.
It's all good. But yeah, man. So that one thing that the people did miss. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you came up, and like what you kind of do.
For sure. I'm a filmmaker, photographer, designer. Anything media related, I try to be well with. You know, social media is pretty much everything these days. Yeah, I enjoy creating things.
That's what's up. Now, currently you're into like the video stuff. How did you end up in that space? Was it something that you just kind of grew up wanting to do? Like how did you kind of end up?
Growing up, I definitely liked movies. I remember watching a lot of Disney movies over and over and over as a kid, and I was just really interested in it kind of felt like you're entering a whole new world in video, and that's how I feel like it's just so powerful. So growing up, I was like, what am I gonna do with my life? You know, I'm in high school, I'm trying to figure it out, and I was finally just I should do some video for our sports programs, and so I started doing that. Had some success there, led to some opportunities. And then I went to UNT to do study media arts. They have a great media program there. Shout out to UNT, GMG.
Shout out to UNT.
Then I met some people there. Ended up meeting, after I built up my portfolio, doing small stuff for people and whatnot. I built up my Instagram. I reached out to Duro and was like, hey man, if you ever need some stuff, he did ice cream paint job. If you don't know, Triple D.
Yeah, Duro.
And so, yeah, I did some stuff for him, photo, video.
That's what's up.
And then how I got my current job was I was at one of his VIP showings at a club in Fort Worth.
Nice.
And I was talking to people there, ran into my current boss, who I didn't know at the time. And I was like, hey, man, what do you do? And he was like, I do exotic car rentals. And I was like, man, we got a link. And that was 2018. So, the next couple of years, I was just trying to figure it out because I was not ready at the time to run a media company for an exotic car rental company. I was like, I got to figure this stuff out. So I spent the next 2 years just figuring things out, trying different things, work with you a little bit.
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir.
That
was pretty fun. That was a great opportunity because I think that was late 2019, early 2020?
Yeah. It was middle, late-ish, 2019.
I think. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I had just gotten my Sony A7 I. I remember that. It was one of the first projects I did. Yeah. So yeah, I really appreciate that. That was a fun time, and I appreciate you giving me a shot to do that.
Definitely. And if y'all want to check out that video, I'll put a link somewhere. But internet, check it out. He did a great job. I wanted to make sure it was try to be lo-fi and just, I don't know, nostalgic. So make sure y'all check that out. But we're not here for me. We're here for you, bro. So you, Dallas native, growing up here, how would you describe just the vibe in Dallas? Would you leave Dallas to go anywhere else? And if you would leave Dallas, where would you go?
I'd say the vibe of Dallas, it's cool. There's definitely the Keep Dallas, what is it? What's that sign in one of the clubs? It's Keep Dallas Pretentious or whatever.
Yeah, pretentious.
There's definitely some of that, but I feel for the most part, people want people to win, and
for sure.
I've met some incredible people just because people are just open to collab and just meet new people, because everyone knows network is net worth. So
yes, sir.
I've had a good experience in Dallas, and I feel it's always gonna be my home base. I really want to whenever my next step is, I really want to travel as much as possible and do work in other cities and states and countries. I got some contacts across the sea, so I really want to go to Europe at some point and try to make some money over there, but we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens post-corona and stuff.
But hopefully I'll be able to travel.
For real. Get your vaccines, get your vaccine up. Man, so what's been some of your cool, or what's been the highlight project, or one of the coolest projects that you've been able to work on?
I guess one of the first big projects I did, my hometown that I consider is Fairview, a little north of here by McKinney. I actually got a cool opportunity to do like marketing videos for them. They had a bunch of open land, so like I did some marketing videos.
Nice.
So it kind of felt cool. Like it was a big project, took a lot of months, paid pretty decent, and it felt cool just like help my hometown grow. Like I know when I come back like in 5 years and I see like that land developed, like I had a part in that. So that's kind of a cool, weird feeling. But like that kind of led, like it was kind of like stepping stones. I had like all these like big projects that like just kind of kept moving the ball forward. There was times where the phone wasn't ringing and I was really worried and I was like, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
So it wasn't all sunshine, and I definitely hit rock bottom a couple times, but better because of it, you know?
I feel like that's one of the things like running into like where the phone's not really jumping off like I wanted to. How important is it to just kind of stay the course, like for any type of creative? And you know, FOAM stands for finding other artists mindsets or mentalities. Like what is your mindset or mentality when it comes to just like being ready for work, whether it be just like, oh, I'm just gonna work on this so that way I can build up my portfolio, or I'm just gonna like just hang out on Instagram? Like how do you find work, and like how do you go about just kind of putting your name out there?
So actually, like I follow a lot of creatives on like Instagram and stuff, and I was really like trying to like see like how they succeeded, and like a lot of them have podcasts or like whatever, and they talk about their journey. And like I remember like a lot, like one of them was like, you know, like working for free sucks, but like if you work for free and like build up your portfolio, make connections, like like that has pushed my career so far, just like going out there. Like luckily I had the means, like I was in college and like I had some time to like do some work and stuff. Like most people don't have the opportunity to work for free, and I get that, but if you want to pursue it as like a set, like one day be a creative and you have another job, like that's the way to do it. Like reach out, like do some stuff like for your like musician friends. Like that's what I was doing. Like how I built my way up was like doing stuff for small people, and I was just kicking ass at it. I was like doing some different shit that people hadn't seen. That's what helped me like meet Dero and like get through all that. So yeah, that's
what's up, man. And like what really gets you going like creatively? What gets you up and like just pumped for the day and to just create things? Because I feel like there was a passion, there was a fire in your eye, and I feel like you really like meant everything you said. So like why like
that's a good question. Why? I don't know. I really like just like being like an artist or whatever. It just kind of feels cool just to like sit down at the computer and like every project's a blank slate, and like somehow I have to come up with something. And like I really like the tagline I have for my business that I want to launch one day is like helping people and businesses succeed through guaranteed productions.
For sure.
So like my name's Garron, guaranteed productions.
That's a bar.
So yeah. So I wanna help people succeed, you know, and I feel like media, there's no better way to like go into the world than like through video. Like that's what's great about movies. That's why people love TV shows and movies, because they can escape from their world. They can join this world, and so through that you can help market businesses and people and help people succeed. So
that's what's up. So like I know you mentioned, I don't know if this is off camera or on camera because I messed up, but you mentioned that you know you want to create this production company. Is there any type of like things that you really want to get into? Is it like horror, or is it like comedy, or is there like a specific niche that you really like have a passion for when it comes to creating those types of things?
You know, I've been watching a TV show lately called Hardy Bucks.
Hardy Bucks.
It's like Trailer Park Boys, but in Ireland.
For sure. And
it's funny as fuck. It's so stupid. Like if you watch it, it's just like you have to have like kind of like the Office type like sense of humor. For sure. Like it's a lot of like dry humor, just funny shit. Like I was just looking at it, I was like, man, these guys getting paid like millions of dollars to like just goof around and like have fun, like and they're bringing my day joy. Like if I'm like stressed out about work and I like come home and like watch an episode, like I'm in a good mood. So I would love one day to like make some entertaining stuff that like people that help people escape.
That's what's up. Now, do you have any real inspirations kind of in this industry, or is this something that you just picked up and you just ran with it since day one?
The best name I can name is like this guy named Ben Real vs. World. I was following him like when he started shooting for like Schoolboy Q and Kendrick. I'm a big TDE fan. I love everyone in TDE.
Yeah, shout out to TDE.
They
get like constant shout outs on this platform. Shout out to TDE.
They do great work, and like I remember like clicking on like Schoolboy Q's photo or something, and I saw binaural verse photo. Because I was like, I'm a photographer and videographer, so I'm always checking people's stuff out.
For sure.
Started checking his stuff. I was like, man, this guy does different stuff. He's also doing like photo videos, vlogs, like doing everything for them. And I was just like, wow, he's just kicking ass. And so I followed him. That was like 2016, 2017. So that's like when things started kicking up for me as well. And he had like all these things he was saying, like where he was the one that was talking about working for free to like build yourself up. And he just had like all of this advice. He's got a great podcast, Black with No Cream. It's like a creative community for like media people and stuff. And it's got like I don't know how many people it has. And I know it's like at 5,000 to 8,000, 10,000 or something people in there. People just sharing knowledge and ideas and stuff. And that really helped me, like, because I was just like so confused with like where to go next. And like it was cool to just like see how people came up. And so he worked for TDE, eventually worked for Beyonce and Jay-Z on their tour. And when they were touring, when was this? 2018, 2019.
Was it the Lemonade or whatever, or On the Run tour?
I think it was On the Run. It was On the Run 2.
Okay. I think On the Run 2 was 2019, but
yeah.
Anyway.
So I remember I met him like on 9/11 just because that was the date and it's easy to remember. But I hit him up and I was like, hey, like, would you be interested in hosting like a community meetup type thing?
For sure.
And so he was like, yeah, come to our hotel. We'll have coffee and just chat. And like that was really cool. Just like actually meet him in person and learn from him and just chat. I really wish I recorded the whole conversation because it was really great, and I'm sure I'd barely remember some of it, but it's really him. He's really helped me, and like just the way, just like when I was about to go out of college, like one of the things I was telling people was like, I would love to go on a tour, like that would, like especially when you have no responsibilities or nothing tying you down, it'd be cool just to go on tour. And then COVID happened, of course, so I figured out another lane.
For sure. So, you know, speaking of COVID, when we think about this PC world and like post-COVID world, like is there something, a special project or any type of, I don't even know, just initiative that you really just want to get started on, but you can't because of just the restrictions of COVID?
I mean, I guess travel, like international travel is like the only restriction I can think of, but as far as Texas goes, I mean, it doesn't really seem like COVID exists except for masks in Dallas, like in some places.
Yeah, for real.
And like, I don't know, like it's obviously terrible and stuff, and like you would never wish for anyone to get sick.
Absolutely
for some bullshit. But at the same time, like, I don't know, like if you're not, we're dying every day. Like you live every day. What's the word? It's like, I don't know. There's some quote that's just like, you know, we're all gonna die one day, so it's like you might as well live right now. I'm saying it really shitty.
That's a bar. Yeah. So where can the people find you on the social medias and like all that fun stuff?
I post like most of my stuff on Instagram. Okay. I'm on every social media platform at Garron Weeks, GARRON Weeks. I'm the only Garron Weeks in the world as far as I'm aware, so that's cool. I'm all on Instagram right now just because that's like kind of the platform right now. It's a funny story, speaking of platforms. My first month of my last semester of college, so September 2019, I tried to log into my Instagram one day and it's just gone. I'm like,
what, bro?
Like I had built up so much of my Instagram, like so much stuff on it, and like followers and just connections, and like people only know me. Like that's the only way I had contact with some people. I don't have people's phone numbers or whatever. And so I was just devastated. I was like, holy shit. And it was my first month of my last semester of college. So I'm trying to enjoy college and not deal with this bullshit. But at the same time, I'm meeting people and they're like, oh, hey, let me follow you on Instagram. I'm like, mine's gone. I don't really know what to say. Like I made a new one. I guess I have 20 followers. I don't know what the fuck to say. So like that really like kind of slapped me in the face. Like I need to fucking build my website. I've been saying that for 5 years, but as soon as this stuff's over, I'm definitely building up my website. But so I knew someone who knew someone, and they sent in a request, and like they banned me for some bullshit. They were saying like I was like doing illegal activity in the DMs, and then they investigated and I wasn't. So my whole
wildin', bro.
5 years of work was just like gone just like that, and then it's back now, so that's cool.
Shouts out. Well, bless up, and thanks Instagram, I guess, and also, you know, watch out next time. Well, cool, man. And when we think about like, collaborations and things like that, who is someone or an entity that you would love to collaborate with, kind of looking towards the future?
I really like people that are like just like doing positive things and like
For sure.
helping people enjoy their life more. So like,
That's what's up.
I don't know. I don't really have anyone on my radar right now just because I'm like so focused with this job. I'm working basically 24/7 for this company.
For sure.
So I've just kind of kept my head down, just trying to work through this. But, at one point, whenever this is over, I'm going to try to make the best positive impact I can. But I wanted to bring up one topic just because we were talking about gatekeeping and the fucking Instagram shutting me down.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about NFTs and blockchain.
Bro, yeah, let's talk about it.
And Bitcoin and everything. Because speaking of how Instagram can just fucking snap their fingers and you'll be gone one day, like, I love the idea that one day, or it's happening right now, that we're decentralizing the internet, we're decentralizing money, decentralizing platforms. We got some of your great physical art right here in front of us.
Shout out my art.
Yeah.
Thanks for copping. Thanks for supporting me.
It's a great piece. I saw this piece on your Instagram. I was like, man, that'd be great. Sure. And then when I saw it in person, I was like, holy shit, this is huge. It's fucking pretty rad. I
always think it's like a lot smaller.
Yeah.
But it's a lot bigger.
The video is really cool too. Like,
thanks,
it's a Winston Churchill portrait. It's really funny how I found it too. Like, I screenshotted your video.
Yeah.
And then I did like a reverse Google image search because I was like, who the fuck? I think I asked you and you said said it was someone else, and I was like, that's not who that is. I was like, I need to find this. So reverse Google image search is pretty cool. I just put that photo through there, and it says Winston Churchill. He's got a lot of crazy quotes. I mean, I'm sure there's like some controversy with who he is as a historical figure, but there's no doubt that he did some good things and said some cool shit. So that's kind of cool. And then like this piece, I don't know if you have a description of this piece or anything.
Bro, nah, it's just an astronaut, and I was really passionate about it for a second. Like, it was just it came to me in a dream, and so like I was like, oh, and so I had to put it down. But yeah, I went to Goodwill, and I saw the dude, and I was like, oh yeah, he's about to get painted all over. So yeah, so I'm always trying to upcycle and stuff, and so like, I don't know, I'm just a big like trying to be a responsible, like, sustainable person. But yeah, man, like, kind of getting back to NFTs, like, because that's a really great point, because both of us do create, like, you take photos, you do video, and then you edit, and I do like the digital art and stuff. And so like, you explain a little bit about like NFTs, like what even is an NFT, because this is like brand new stuff, and that a lot of new not even new creatives, but just a lot of creatives are starting to take advantage of.
So yeah, it's really cool. We're here February 28th, 2021.
For sure.
Just this past month has been insane for NFTs. Like, it's going bonkers. Beeple just did a drop of like, I don't know how many pieces. Like, he did like 1,000 or 5,000 or something, selling for $1 each, and people are reselling that stuff for like exponentially higher. And so basically, like, NFTs is non-fungible tokens. Basically, you can purchase like digital art, and there's multitudes of different digital art that people are making and stuff. But basically, you can have it minted, so like you own that piece. So basically, like how this is a one-of-one justice, you could have a one-of-one digital justice piece, which I think is really cool, especially with COVID and stuff, and who knows what's happening next in the future. It's just breaking down barriers and stuff, and like, you can the fact that you can own someone's digital stuff. And like, for me, like, I've always looked to the day that I can sell my work. Like, I have a lot of cool videos of like exotic cars or concerts or real estate or whatever, and like being able to like resell that one day, or even just like the creative stuff. Like, I look through like some of my stuff, and like I took like a photo in Switzerland, and then like I put like a sun that was like moving in the side. I found like birds like flying around, and then I put a Mac Miller song on it, and it's just like beautiful. Like, I want to send it to you so you can put it like,
for sure.
Here. So you can see what I'm talking about.
What does this even mean? What does this mean for creatives, bro? Like for you and I, like, what does this mean? Like, we can finally start getting paid actual crazy money for our stuff. Is that what this means? Like,
yeah, instead of eating bread for dinner, we can actually start making some actual bread. No, I'm very thankful to actually be getting paid for my work consistently like these days, because there's definitely a long period of time where I was a starving artist and the phone wasn't ringing and stuff. So like, there's 7 billion people in the world, so just like having that complete open to like create some stuff, and then like some random person be like, that's cool, I want to own that.
I like that.
And like, like, and then there's so many communities being built on Clubhouse. I'm sure we'll talk about it in a little bit.
Yeah, we can talk about
Clubhouse, Twitter, Telegram, whatever. There's so many like communities being built up, Discord and stuff, and like people are just want to build each other up and want to see people succeed. So like, I don't know, it's just cool.
Bro, yeah, and actually, I mean, you set us up real nice. So let's talk about Clubhouse. I've been trying to tell y'all Clubhouse is the move. I've been trying to get y'all. I got mad invites. I got like 5 invites, and no one wants to take my invites, so it's okay. Hit me up on Instagram if you want my invites to Clubhouse. But bro, like, it's crazy to think about how crazy Clubhouse is blown up because it's not even officially like released yet. And basically, if you haven't heard about Clubhouse, it's an app where you join these chat rooms, you schedule chat rooms, you can join any random chat rooms. I've been in rooms with Pusha T, Lil Yachty, Elon Musk, like all the super famous people that you want to have direct contact to and just ask questions. I've been in the same rooms as those individuals, and so there are different topics for each individual room. They open and close whenever that topic is done, and it's such a great place to meet. I hate saying the word like-minded creatives because I don't want you to have the same like-minded as me, because diversity of thought is way better. Sure. But it's just like a great place to find and like network and stuff, and like what he said, like your network is your net worth, and like as cheesy or whatever as that sounds, like it's so true. And so yeah, but yeah, and so like kind of on that, I remember like did I shoot you the invite, or did you like how did you get on Clubhouse basically?
So Devontae Fields, my homie from Los Angeles, he's from the area, but he's in Los Angeles right now. It was actually just in his music video.
Nice. Shout out to Devontae, bro. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna check out your music later.
He does a lot of good work, and I really see a lot of potential in him. And nice. He's verified on Instagram, so he's doing something right.
The blue check is enough for me, bro.
he's been checked by the overlords, so he must be something.
The gatekeepers.
Yeah. But yeah, he was telling me about it. He's like, dude, like look at this. Like, you can just join, like, and like you could talk to like celebrities and stuff, and like influential people, and you can like raise your hand to talk and stuff. I'm like, that is so interesting. And like I just kind of like put it in the back of my mind, and I was just like, whatever. And then like I saw something about it, like I saw an article or a tweet or some shit, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna trying to download it and like getting like on the wait list.
For sure.
So I joined it, got on the wait list, and I guess it popped up on his because he has my phone number or whatever.
Nice.
And he like tossed me a free invite, which is cool.
Nice.
He got me in there, and it is like my favorite social media platform. Like I find that it's a lot better at night. Like nighttime is like when people get on and like, or when they're chatting.
Yeah.
So like I'm grinding during the day. Like when I come home, like when I was chatting with y'all the other day, like I was literally driving from work and just like talking on the phone. It was really fun, and it was strange because I'm like, dude, I'm just like, for some reason it just feels weird like talking into the abyss of Clubhouse. I'm still trying to get used to it and stuff, but it is just so cool how like some of these rooms that I've been pulled into and like had the opportunity to talk and just like with people is just insane. Like I've been in a room with Tim Dillon, who's a comedian with Joe Rogan. I've been with MC Hammer, Drake Bell.
That's wild, bro.
I watched Drake Bell growing up like every fucking day of my life on Drake and Josh shit. I didn't ask him anything because I was like, what the fuck do I ask
it's
someone?
Like I already know you.
And he's big into NFTs, which is really cool. He's been buying a bunch of stuff off people, which is really cool to see.
For sure.
Who else? Just like it's just crazy. Like there's so many and especially because like it's just a select few. It's invite only. Like there's no like really room for like bots and like fake people and stuff, because like the way they have it, like invites and like tying your phone number, iPhone only right now. Like all this stuff. Like they have a lot of like, it sucks that they have barriers to entry, but at the same time it's what makes it a great platform.
Yeah, I agree.
And so Twitter and Instagram and Facebook are surely gonna copy it, but it's kind of cool how Clubhouse has formed, and like they're like every time I'm in a club, someone's linking up and they're gonna work together or something. Like it's just really cool how it's opening that up.
No, definitely. That's one thing for me is I've had like a bunch of new different connections from all across the world. I know one specifically is like been in the UK, South Africa, Nigeria, like Lagos, yeah. And so like it's great for like creatives in general. So like. And when I mean creatives, this is like you can be an entrepreneur, you can be a dancer, you can be a writer, like anything, as long as you're creating something, which I think is super important, because like to the point of the NFTs, like if ownership is so important, and if you tangibly own something or intangibly own something, then like you can make a lot of money off that. So kind of on that point, what's the end goal for you, Garron? Like, I know that you said you got big plans for like business and all this fun stuff. You'll be connecting and doing a lot of collaborations in the future, which I'm really excited for. But what is like the end goal when you can finally sit down, look around at everything you've created and done, look at your accolades and just been like, okay, I arrived, I made it, I'm good. What is that point? What does that time look like for you?
Well, I would say being content is a good and a bad thing. Like, I've really been looking into like Buddhism and just like trying to be content with like like the current situation. Like even when like times were bad, like I was just like trying to figure out how to like ease my mind and stuff, and like really just accept how things are and stuff. So I don't know an end game right now. Like I really enjoy what I'm doing, and like I would say just like if I have like, this is obviously a great job, but if I had to pick my next job, it's like people will say, hey, come out to this city or this something, I'm paying for your plane ticket to do work and stuff, and it's just like fun and entertaining and inspiring work, and like I don't know if I can ever like, I gotta just keep the thing going. Like, I'm trying to build up with this current company, this exotic car rental company. We're trying to like build like a media business with inside of it.
Nice.
Bring in videographers and photographers and stuff. So I might get to a point where I'm like a director role, which would be pretty cool.
Okay.
So I'll just be like the creative vision, and like I send out people to do things, which would make my life easier and like also like help it expand. So that's how I kind of see the next step. If I don't do it with this company, I'll do it with my own company next. So yeah, I just keep creating and like entertaining, inspiring, and informing people. Nice. And like I haven't really dove into like philosophy and stuff, but like one day I want to have like my own like channel, like talking with people, like just like this, like you know, just
that's lit.
Because I've learned so much through the internet and asking YouTube the right questions or something, you know, like there's just so much information on the internet, and I love hearing from different perspectives and stuff. And like growing up in Plano, like it's honestly like the biggest blessing. Like when we went to like our elementary and middle school, like I like people were racist, but it was like in a funny sense. It wasn't. The
Xbox Live was crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't like people were like actually like malicious in it, but like I grew up just kind of like everyone's like equal in a sense, and like I never had like a racist thought or whatever, and like, but it wasn't until like I went to like my new high school that it was like extremely white, and I was like, whoa, this is different. Like, because before, like in Plano, it's very multicultural. I had friends of all different walks of life, and then I went to high school and it was like just like kind of rich white suburban kids, and like that was like kind of hard to adjust to, because I'm just me, like I'm not. And like that's why I didn't go to like a big state school or whatever, just because like fitting the mold has never really been my thing.
I feel you.
So I don't know. I feel like a lot of things happen for a reason, for whatever, however you take it. Like when I retrace the steps, it's like so many things. If things would have gone differently, I wonder how my life would have turned out, you know?
Definitely.
I don't know how I got on this tangent, but
it's all good, bro. But it's definitely like, it's apparent that you have a drive. Like, where does this drive come from? Was it passed down from generation to generation, or is this something that you picked up on your own? Was it someone that inspired you kind of externally, like one of your friends or just like mentors that you met? Like, where does this drive to always wanting to create and inspire and influence, like, where does this come from?
Well, 8 months ago, I was not creating, and I didn't know what I was doing with my life, and I was in quarantine and just like researching and just trying to get like my mental and like my financial, and like I didn't have money at the time, but I was trying to figure out when I did have money how I was gonna do it. I invested in Bitcoin, which is nice then, because it's like up 5 times then, which is hilarious.
Crazy.
But yeah, it's just. What was the question? Sorry.
Your drive. Like, where do you get your drive from?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know where I was going with that. So, like, when I was over quarantine, I was, like, trying to figure it out, and, like, I knew how I was going to get there, but, like, I had to, like, start doing the work and stuff. And so, to answer the drive question, and I'll go back to this, my dad, like, he runs his own business now because he got, like, laid off, like, around 2008, I think, around that time.
Oh, yeah, around the, like, recession time.
Yeah, and so he got laid off, like, from 3 straight jobs, and was like, finally, I'm just doing my own thing. And so he works like 24/7 and does like a marketing company, websites and stuff. And so just like growing up and watching him just like grind and be stressed out, but like still at the same time like have time freedom. Like he can like go on a trip whenever he wants. He can, but he works really, really hard. It's like
he earns it.
He earns it. And it's really cool to see that. So I guess that is always in the back of my mind. Like, you know, you got to grind. And one day I'm gonna have a family to feed. So like, I'm trying to think about that stuff and just keep going. Then back to like 2020, like I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, and obviously jobs are really hard to get when everything's shut down. So finally I got a job, and it was doing yearbook photos. And so I'm like, thank God I just have a job, whatever. And like I finally went through all the training, and I'm like doing the yearbook photos. I'm like wearing a mask and trying to get kids to smile. I'm like, this is just fucking weird. And then like I started working with like my current boss, and then I was doing some stuff with Devontae Fields, the guy who gave me the Clubhouse invite. And I pitched it to my boss, and I was like, hey, like if you ever need like some full-time work, let me know. And he's like, oh yeah. And then the next time, or like he hit me up and was like, hey, I'm doing like a test drive of a Ferrari, like a dealership invited me. And so I was like, yeah, I'll pull up, man, for sure. We shot that. We get along really well. We're like good friends and stuff. So it's really cool to go with that. And then like I remember we go back to his garage and stuff, and we're hanging out and we're talking. And it's kind of like that scene from The Wolf of Wall Street. And I was like, bro, I just got this job working yearbook photos, but I'll quit my job right now and come work for you. And I literally said it just like how he said it in Wolf of Wall Street.
That's legendary.
And so my boss asked me for a number, and I gave him a number. He was like, okay. And I was like, fuck, dude. Like, and like, yeah, it's just amazing. Like looking back, because like, months before that, I literally like didn't know what I was doing, how I was gonna survive and stuff, and like it was just, I thought the world was like, when I saw the shelves getting cleared out and shit, I was like, dude, this is the end. So
I feel you, man.
I'm really thankful and glad things worked out.
No, dude, definitely. And I really mess with those positive vibes. And so kind of like on that, I'm gonna switch gears a little bit. So I'm gonna ask you 3 random questions. You ready? And they're gonna be like super random, so just like whatever first thing that comes to mind, like just say that, right? Okay. Favorite movie franchise?
I guess I would say Fast and Furious, just because I'm working with cars right now, and I've been rewatching all those, and like just the way they do those are good. Sometimes they can be a little cheesy, but
for sure
they're great. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
And I was gonna ask second question, favorite car or dream car if money's not an option?
Cybertruck. I'm so.
Oh, let's go! I met another. Okay, so I felt like I was the only person that really wanted a Cybertruck, but let's
dude,
go.
it's like 1 in 4 people that are like, dude, the Cybertruck's great. The 3 other people are like, why in the world would you ever get that truck? I'm like, you just don't understand, bro. Like the way when I look at that truck, I think it's like perfectly designed. Like it just looks fucking beautiful. It's fucking bulletproof. You can hit it with a sledgehammer. You could throw metal balls at it. Granted, if you hit a sledgehammer and then throw a metal ball, it might crack. But they said that'll be fixed by the time the production car comes out.
I just can't wait to whip it on Mars. That's gonna be. That's gonna be wild.
Oh yeah.
So, okay. And then your favorite anime, if you watch any.
I don't really watch anime. I did watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, if that counts.
Does it count? Let me know in the comments below. I don't know if that counts.
Everyone tells me to watch anime. Everyone watches anime, but I don't know. Like my time's super limited now, especially.
I feel you.
But I don't know. Like I just never really got into it. Everyone likes Naruto. They always tell me to watch that. But
bro, Naruto's a classic. That and DBZ. But anyway, that's like a great segue. It's like I know that for me, consuming content is like a really big thing, because like I like to be inspired by other things. I like to see things, and then like I'll go off on like a little brain blast tangent. How important is it for you to kind of like just consume other people's content and things along those lines?
So one of my classes for my last semester of college was actually it was like a community video thing, and like the description sounded really cool. I was like, oh, that sounds cool, like community video or whatever. Little did I know, when I signed up for this class, we were actually going to a elementary school. I think it was like 5th graders or something. And we taught them like how to use cameras, media literacy. Media literacy is like being cognizant of what you're watching, because like people consume a lot of brainless content. Luckily I've like really like significantly done less social media, but like I used to like just, that was all I did all day. I felt like I would just scroll social media, and I hated it
endlessly.
But media literacy, like being cognizant of like what you're watching, like like people watch like dumb reality TV shows and they don't realize how much it affects them, like because they model, like little do you know, you model how people act. Because like going back to like what I said earlier, when you watch films and videos and stuff, you're entering that world, and you're like, your brain, Also, your brain is like a reflex organ. It doesn't really understand that when you're watching movies, like when you really get into a movie, it feels like you're there. And so like if you watch some garbage stuff, like it translates.
Just be careful, be mindful. So I guess on that, like what type of content do you consume? Like I've always been like a big documentary guy and like stuff like that, but like what are some examples of things that you watch or consume?
So right now, especially with like when I'm working with cars and stuff, like I try to watch like car TV shows or car movies.
Nice.
And we're watching all the Need for Speeds and stuff. But outside of that, I really like podcasts. Like I watch and listen to a bunch of different podcasts. If I'm not watching or listening to a podcast, I'm on Clubhouse listening and talking,
which is basically a live podcast.
Yeah, in itself, that's what I love about it too. Is like you have to be there. Like like some conversations get recorded and uploaded to YouTube, but it's more rare. And like just even the conversation we had the other night with all those people, like the guy, I forgot what his name was. It was like 5 letters or something, but he's a videographer in Dallas.
Oh yeah, I think it was Psalm.
Yeah.
Shout out Psalm.
Yeah. He said some really good stuff, and like we were just helping this guy. Like he was like, I don't know where to start with creative, and like I thought that was a really cool conversation and stuff. And like that's kind of the stuff you have to like kind of be there for.
I feel you.
And like I wanted to leave the room and just go do some other shit, but I was like, I kind of like this. Like and like if I leave, like this is like a once in a moment type stuff, which is what's great about Clubhouse, and like why I think like that's like kind of the future is like this live like conversations content or whatever. So
yeah, it's crazy. Like it's crazy to think, but I'm really glad I'm able to get you on the podcast, because like I've always been the type of guy that's like, I really like podcasts, but like I don't know, but I like talking to people, but I'm like, I don't know, will I have anything like important to say? And so like I'm glad that like I just kind of like dove in and started doing it. And so have you ever kind of felt like, even if it's not with your creative endeavors, have you ever been like iffy on something, but then you just had to like dive in to realize how much you love that one thing?
In like what sense? Like work?
Bro, work, it could be like anything creative, it could be work, it could be anything in life. So like for example, I didn't realize I was going to like be living in Arkansas or whatever, but then like I didn't know about it until like I put myself in there, and now I'm there and it's great or whatever, and I'm trying to get my artwork into Crystal Bridges. Like have you ever like taking risks, I guess? Like how do you go about taking risks, or like just evaluating is this risk worth taking or no?
Man,
or do you just take all the risks because you're trying to be like, yo, we were talking about starving artists and stuff like that?
I mean, yeah, that was one of the things, like the been real versus world guys, like you just have to put yourself out there. Like it is like we were talking to the Clubhouse thing, like I look back on some of my old work, even just like I rewatched like the music video I did for you, and I was like, man, I could have done so much more and done it better.
It's banger.
It is cool. You need to check it out. It's a great music video. It's a great song. I love that song. Yeah. And we had some cool visuals. We were downtown Dallas. It was cool. It was fun. But you know, like one of my favorite quotes from Leonardo da Vinci is, art is never finished, it's only abandoned. And so like you can work on a project for till the time ends. Like I've worked on projects for months, but you just have to get to a point where you're like, I'm satisfied, and I have to abandon it. I have to just like release it into the world, post it on Instagram, whatever, just like let it go. Let this go. Like you could probably work on this painting for a long time, but you know, you have to abandon it and just like let it go.
I feel you. Now that's a great point. So like when we talk about like abandoning things, like and just letting it out there and letting it go, how do you let criticism get to you, if it does, or does criticism get to you? I guess I should start there. And then how do you manage that criticism to make sure like you're not being butthurt? Because I know that like if I do a painting and someone's like, yo, I didn't like that, I'm like, no man, like fuck you, like it's good. Like how do you manage like those expectations, or like just that feedback?
Not to be cheesy, but haters are my motivators. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. Back in high school, people would talk shit about my work, and it just like it would get me down, but in the same sense, it was just kind of like, I need to get better so I can fucking prove them wrong and stuff. And I'm sure a lot of people thought it was fucking weird what I was doing, or in different times. And I've seen people like make anonymous comments on YouTube and stuff, and like what the fuck ever else, and like people, or just like random people on the internet. But instead of like letting it get me down, it just kind of motivates me more. I'm like, you know, people, I've always seen myself, I'm like, I know I have a lot of good potential and stuff, and I know that some, because some of my work is received well, so like I know I'm doing at least like some of the right work. So haters are my motivators, man. Like I I don't know. Like, there's always going to be people hating for different reasons. You know, there might be something going on in their life or something. But there are times where they are right. Like, people have pointed out stuff, and I'm like,
oh, I think your mic cut out, or is it off? Got you. Okay, we're back.
well, like I was saying, haters are my motivators.
For sure. But well, that's really great, man. And like, I feel like it's so weird because like I'm in like the art and like the music space, but then you're just like in the visual space in general. So do you ever see yourself kind of like taking like what you do in the visual space and then like going to a different industry, whether that be like apparel or like anything like out there, kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would love to. Like, I'm really not limiting to like what I can do. Like, I hate even saying I'm a filmmaker, photographer, designer, or whatever, because like like it's the easiest way is like I'm just a digital creator. Like, that's what I have on my Instagram bio, or my Clubhouse bio.
For sure.
My Instagram is just creative director. But it's just kind of hard to box myself in, and I love not boxing myself in, just because like I do so much different stuff for this company I'm at right now, and in the future I'd love to do apparel, I'd love to do digital art, I'd love to sell NFT art.
Definitely.
Like, just the random shit I made on my Instagram back in the day, just like looking back on, like I didn't make it for anyone or any reason. I was just kind of like bored and had an idea and just made it. And like I love like looking back and watching it, and people like be like, oh, that was cool and stuff. I'm like, I don't know, I just like creating stuff,
bro. And like on the flip side of that criticism or whatever, there's also like the oh shit, like, bro, that was fire, you know, the like those accolades and things that people really just say about you. Like, do you let that kind of get to you, kind of like okay, kind of gas me up a little bit, or are you just like nah, like try to stay humble? Like
more in the past it did. It was really hard to deal with like success like early on. Like I hit rock bottom after I hit a lot of success, just because I didn't know how to handle it, and I was like really self-conscious, and like everyone kept looking at me weird in high school just because I had some success, or maybe that was just my perception. I was just really like, what's the word? Self-conscious, but there's another word for it.
Self-aware.
The opposite of self-aware, really. I was just like kind of just like wrapped up in my head, just like thinking too much, like overthinking my work, overthinking what people are gonna think about it, like theoretically. Like,
got you. So like when we like, you've mentioned that you've wanted kids or whatever, like in the future, whenever that will be, but that really begs the question, like, what do you want your legacy to be? Like when it's all said and done, when the MacBook closes, or like when it's all rendered and everything's put out there, what do you want the world to think about you?
I would hope they said I helped improve people's lives. Like, at the very end of the day, as long as I improve some people's lives, that's all that matters to me. And it is kind of weird working at an exotic car rental company, because like the wealth disparity and like just, you know, like I drive past people that are homeless and stuff, and it just kind of, especially like if I'm driving around like in a Rolls Royce or something,
that's
and like I see a homeless person, they're like asking me for money, and like I really don't even make that much money and stuff, and like I have a lot of expenses, and like this isn't my car, so I just kind of feel weird and bad and stuff. So what was the question,
bro? I forgot.
Oh, what? How do I want to be remembered? I guess I just want
legacy.
I just want to improve people's lives and like create like a cool legacy that's like he helped people's lives get better, whether that's financially, emotionally,
sure,
whatever. Like that's why I've been, my friends and I have talked about podcasts and stuff forever. I've been telling certain artists that I wanted to interview them and stuff.
Definitely.
Just haven't done it. I would love to get through that sometime, because I think it's a great medium. Like, when are we ever gonna sit down and talk for an hour and just record it? You know, it's really cool. It's really cool, and that's why when we got on that Clubhouse thing, I was like, yeah, we gotta do this podcast
for sure,
soon,
bro.
especially because like like I think this date's significant. It's February 28th, 2021, like I said. This February, like, NFTs have gone crazy, and I really do feel like this is the digital revolution that's gonna like really help build people up, because like there's so many people that are trapped in their house, and like it pains me, like going back to the thing, like it feels weird working for an exotic car company and posting all this stuff all the time when I know people are struggling and like don't have a job, or, you know, can't leave their house, or their family's sick and stuff, and I'm like, I don't know, it just kind of feels weird. But I have to like look past that, and I'm like, I'm trying to build up Dallas. I'm trying to build up the Dallas community. I'm trying to let people live like a millionaire for a day, build up their status, you know. So I try to keep it positive, you know. There's a lot of things you can dwell on and feel bad about, but just gotta keep moving forward, you know.
I feel you. So, you know, life is a crazy roller coaster, man. And one thing that I've just noticed throughout our conversation is that you love philosophy, and like there's themes and hidden messages and like a lot of these life lessons and things. Can you expand a little bit like about like your thoughts on that?
For sure. I've been, I mean, I don't want to say I've been through a lot, but like I said, hitting rock bottom like really helped me like look at my life in a different way, and like really like how I want to go about the world and stuff. And like I grew up a Christian and stuff, but like I really wanted to take that in and like have it improve with me. But what really helped me was like Buddhism philosophy, just like, you know, not allowing things to like ruin your day or like ruin your life and stuff, and just like learn from things, and just kind of like, I mean, I guess it's similar in, most religions have similar things, like asking for forgiveness and like and just trying to like move forward. Because like there was a time where I would just like think about some shit I said to someone like 5 years ago and be like, I can't believe I said that, and like it would keep me up at night and shit, and like I couldn't find any remedy for that. And finally I think I just looked up like meditation or something, or just like something along the lines of that. And I mean, I don't even like sit down and meditate that much anymore. It's more of like a way of life, or way of living. Like I notice a lot of people are like really like if I'm hanging out with someone, like they'll be like thinking about something else, or like doing this or whatever, and like I always just try to like bring it back to the present, because like I'm not trying to think about anything else. I got my phone on do not disturb. Like this is what I'm doing right now with my time, and like I want to be fully involved with where I'm at, like whatever I'm doing, you know. And I just really enjoy philosophy and like Buddhism and stuff, and I really think it's helped me extremely. Like I used to be really depressed, anxious, and you name it. Like I checked off all the boxes, but I don't feel like I feel like I can handle a lot of stuff now, and I attribute a lot of that to like a meditation, a way of life.
I feel you. And for all the other creatives that might be feeling alone, or like that they're going through a rough time, how can they utilize, whether it be meditation or just being in the present? Like how does that put someone in a better mindset than they are currently?
So let's say you're chilling in your house and you're like super worried. You see someone doing well on Instagram and you're like, man, I wish I was doing that, or whatever.
Which is very, very frequent. It happens all the time.
They talk about how Instagram is like the #1 depression maker, because like everyone posts the highlights of their lives on that. No one's really posting like the down times, or you know what they're going through and stuff. So it's hard to like watch Instagram and like every day and be like, wow, all my favorite people are living their best lives.
Facts. But
really they're going through a lot of stuff. You just don't see it. Basically what I'd say is learn how to ease your mind. Like that is the most important thing you can do, is like be well self-aware with your mind. Like just like, I don't know, like ever since I've like really taken steps to like actually improve my mind, like my life has just dramatically increased. And there's so much pressure that comes with this job I'm at right now, and due to my past experiences, I feel like I'm well equipped for it, which is, it just feels weird. Like I said, I met him in 2018. I wanted to work for him then, but I knew I wasn't ready. I had to get some stuff figured out. I had to get my mind right. Like there's just like, there's so much stuff to worry about, and like you scroll Twitter and there's just so much bad shit going on in the world that you can learn about, because I mean, but the thing is, like humans were not meant to know every bad thing that goes on in the world, for better or for worse, you know. Like there's so much stuff we could worry about or stuff, but like goes back to like the present. Like what can I do right now? What can I do right now to like make the world a better place? I think this podcast is the best thing I can do right this second to make the world a better place. So it's just like kind of bring yourself back. If you're confused about meditation, you like there's a Headspace app that like helps explain things. There's Alan Watts is my favorite philosopher. He helped me through so much. Like when I was going through some shit, I would just listen to Alan Watts, and he would just make some things like really he would talk and like just connect the dots kind of, and just like but the easiest way to meditate is just focus on your breath. Like it's breathing is an automatic thing. Like it's something we're not really aware of, but if we just pause for a second and just focus on our breaths, there's nothing more present than it. Like breathe in big, breathe out big. There's nothing more present than that, because you are so focused on that, and then your mind isn't thinking about anything else. Damn.
Kind of zen, bro. That's kind of
zen is the way, man. Like like there's a reason these ancient cultures had a lot of stuff that like worked, and that's why I just kind of dive into like different religions, different cultures. I'm really open-minded to how people, because like America is very new. 250 years is not a long time. 270 or whatever.
You think about it, really,
it is not a long time at all. And like just the fact that some of these other places have been around for cultures have been around for thousands of years. Like
for sure,
they figured some stuff out, and I feel like some people should maybe dive into that rather than reality TV.
I feel that. Yeah. And so like I think you touched on a great point, and that's like how important is it for creators just in general to just widen their horizons and to have like this diversity of content that they're consuming. Like did you always kind of grow up with like watching like I don't know, like I was very like Nickelodeon and then Cartoon Network, but then as I grew up it was like, okay, I'm gonna watch BET, like, and all these new ones. Like how did you get exposed to like all these different things? Like, because you don't know what you don't know until you know what you know. Right. So
I guess it goes like I said, like I was just like really in a bad spot, and I was just like meditation or something. And like I remember that was probably like 2016 or something, like when I was in college, and I had an apartment, and like I went to community college for a year. That was a great year just to figure stuff out. And I went to college, and I was just like, I had no idea what to do, and it was just like very foreign, and like I had some time to myself. I had a lot of time to myself at my apartment, and so I would just like I watched like every movie that I needed to watch. Like I would literally just go down the top 100 IMDb, watch like every movie like I needed to watch. Like damn. So like I remember watching like the Matrix trilogy and stuff, and like that just being like life changing. And you know,
should rewatch that.
Maybe some substances helped me along the way. I won't say which ones
for sure,
but definitely just like opening my mind and just trying to understand the world in a different way, and just trying to like going back to like what works for these cultures that have been around for thousands of years, what's working now for people, just like actively seeking new information,
definitely,
and how I can get better each day. Like that's the most important thing.
Definitely. And I think that we can even bring that back to like when you were talking about like inspirations and things along those lines. Like for me personally, like when it comes to my art, I'm inspired by two completely different people. It's like, you know, you got Keith Haring, but then you also got like Jean-Michael Basquiat, but they were like homies, but like they were different in their own ways. And so like I utilized them because like one had a different experience from the other person who had a completely different lived experience. And so I think it just like when you know those things, it just makes you better as a creator, whatever you create. And so I think that that's a great point. And so kind of moving on from that, you know, we've been having like a really, really amazing conversation. I really appreciate you just kind of sitting down and being very candid with me. But is there anything that you just want this audience, your audience, any random people that stumble across this video, like what do you want them to know about you?
I mean, I don't know. I guess just know that like I enjoy creating things. I'm open to networking with anyone who wants to make the world a better place. I don't know. I feel like there's so much potential in the world, especially this digital age that we're entering in, the digital revolution with all this stuff. It's a weird place that we've been in for recently, just because like there's been so much tension and like whatever you say about COVID, I feel like it's like kind of like the New World Order type stuff. So I kind of worry about the future in a sense, but at the same time, I'm really optimistic that one day it'll be sunshine and roses. So anyone who wants to reach out, I'm always trying to like, you know, I'm always trying to make the world a better place. I'm always trying to link with people. I need network. Network is net worth. I'm trying to build up that network. The more people I know I'm going to be richer one day because of it.
Sure.
And it's not even about money. It's about like having that money to be able to do the things I want to do and make the world a better place with that money. So
exactly, bro. So ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all check out Garron on Instagram, on Twitter. Just make sure y'all dive into his comments and let him know that, yo, we saw the video. We really fuck with you. Yeah, and then lastly, where can they find you? Just one more time. I know we kind of talked about it at the beginning, but just shout out the socials one more time so that they know.
GARRON Weeks.
For sure. You heard it here first and last. Greatest podcast in the history of mankind.
That's for damn sure. Underground.
We out here. Peace. Bye.
See ya.